A lot of English learners study for years, then finally talk to a real native speaker and suddenly realize something shocking. Nobody talks like the textbook. Not in real life, not online, not at work, not on YouTube, and honestly, that gap is getting bigger every year. I'm Eric, and today we're talking about why textbook English is slowly dying and why modern communication sounds completely different from English many people learned in school. Now, this doesn't mean grammar is useless. Grammar still matters. Structure still matters. Clear communication still matters. However, the way people actually speak English today is changing fast, especially because of social media, texting, internet culture, global communication, short form content, AI, remote work, online communities. English is becoming faster, more emotional, more compressed, more flexible, and textbooks are struggling to keep up. Most textbooks teach English like this. Hello, how are you today? I am doing very well, thank you. That sounds wonderful. Nobody talks like that anymore. Nobody. Real conversation sounds more like this. What's up? I'm good. Nice. Cool. Fair enough. Sounds good. Modern English has become shorter and more natural, especially spoken English. This is important. Real English is messy. Native speakers interrupt themselves, change direction, shorten words, combine sounds, use slang, use incomplete sentences, speak emotionally. For example, honestly, I was kind of thinking maybe we should just leave it. That sentence is not perfect textbook English. However, it sounds natural because real communication is emotional and human, not robotic. The internet has completely changed language, especially younger generations. Now, people communicate through memes, comments, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, texting, Discord, gaming, reaction culture. That created a completely different communication style. For example, that's wild, that's toxic, that's cringe, that's valid, that ain't it. Bro, one word can now carry a whole emotional meaning, and textbook usually cannot teach that fast enough. Old English education focused heavily on correctness. Modern English focuses much more on feeling. Tone matters now, energy matters now, delivery matters now. For example, okay, that one word can sound supportive, angry, passive aggressive, bored, sarcastic, confident. Depending on tone, modern English became deeply emotional and psychological, especially online. This is why many learners feel frustrated. They study English seriously, memorize grammar rules, learn vocabulary lists, then hear native speakers say things like, low key true, that hits different, I'm not really feeling it, and suddenly they feel lost again. Because real English is connected to culture, not only grammar. That is the missing piece that many textbooks cannot fully teach. Another major change, simple English is winning. People now prefer short sentences, direct communication, natural tone, relaxed speaking. For example, old formal style. I do not believe this is an acceptable outcome. Modern style, this doesn't work. This is shorter, cleaner, faster. Modern communication rewards speed and clarity. English is also becoming more international. Millions of people now use English with non-native speakers every day. Business meetings, online gaming, travel, remote jobs, AI tools, social media. So, people care less about sounding perfect and more about sounding natural, sounding confident, being understood, communicating quickly. That changes the language itself. Modern English is becoming more global every year. The goal today is not to sound like a textbook forever. The goal is understanding real communication. That means listening to real conversations, watching modern content, paying attention to tone, learning natural reactions, understanding modern phrases, understanding emotional meaning. Because living English changes constantly, and honestly, that's what makes it interesting. So yes, textbook English is slowly dying, not because learning is dying, because communication is evolving fast. And the learners who improve fastest today are usually not the people memorizing the most grammar rules. They are the people paying attention to how real humans communicate right now. That is modern English, living English, human English. I'm Eric. Keep on keeping on. I'll see you in the next one. And honestly, I think this is why so many English learners feel frustrated today, because they study English very seriously, then open YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, or Netflix, and suddenly it feels like people are speaking a completely different language. Not because your English is bad, because modern communication changed faster than traditional education. English today is not only grammar anymore, it's culture, emotion, tone, identity, speed. And honestly, that can feel overwhelming sometimes.